chance to actually see me for a second, because what we're going to do today is welcome to the Nature Center, and we are going to take a walk around the Nature Center and also talk about what is available for people to actually do, because you can come into our Nature Center now, yay, in limited numbers. And we are also actually doing programs. We're doing it month by month. So we have some September programming coming on, and we have some openings still. So if folks are interested in participating in some archery or canoeing or pond exploration, we can give you more information on that. With that, I'm going back behind, and we're going to walk into the Nature Center. Hope anybody doesn't get dizzy in all this. So out we go. And here it is, right on the outside, open Nature Center, July through October, Sundays from 1 to 4 or Wednesdays 6 to 8. And the door will be hanging open. Masks are required to come in, and if you don't have that, we have them available. So in we go. And upon entering, we do have hand sanitizer, and we have a scavenger hunt that you can participate in if you would like as you walk around the Nature Center, because as you do walk around the Nature Center, you're going to see that there are like numbers on some of the animals and such. So you can participate in that scavenger hunt. So walking in, I don't know how many folks have ever looked in our glass case before, but we have a lot of cool items here. We have a lot of birds' nests, different kinds of birds' nests that you can observe. I did a nature tale recently on the hummingbird, and you can see how teeny tiny that nest is there. So then down below here, we have a lot of artifacts and things. We have some arrowheads and some things that even found here at Alley Park. We have petrified wood down there. And of course, one item that we're very proud of is on loan to us from Gary Graham. It is a mastodon molar, a tooth. So that's pretty awesome to see, and we thank him for allowing us to have it here. And some of the favorite things down here, down below, if you are into fossils, and I really should probably have Laura doing this portion because she's the one that loves fossils, but lots of cool fossils in our case here. I have someone very anxious over here to see you all. But before we get there, looking out of our window here, you can actually look up, and we do have some bird feeders out here. So it's kind of a mini bird blind right here in the Nature Center. So you can peek out and see the birds. If you see any of those woodpeckers there, there's a little board there that you can try to identify them. But yes, here's my curious one over here, the first case. Let me introduce you. Let's see. No, I think I'm going to put it down in her cage. We'll let her come up. Come here, Poppy. This here is Poppy. Say hello. She's waiting. Ah, there you are. Poppy is our striped skunk. She is a year old. See, look at her looking at everybody today. She's hoping to get a treat, I'm sure. She spends a lot of time in that box there, and even though she is nocturnal, she is up and about because we are about, because she thinks she's going to get something to eat, I think. Well, and maybe we should. Here, Laura, you want to give her a treat there? Ah. Yum. Yeah, she's upside down. We're giving them a workout on upside down and right side up. So then in our nature center, we have a lot of taxidermed animals that have been given to us throughout the years here. We have a turkey back there. We have fox, various different kinds of foxes. We have a red fox. Over here, we have a gray fox and then another red fox. The bigger animal back there with the butterfly is a coyote, in case you're wondering what a coyote looks like. Scanning back around here, we call this bear Boo Boo. Boo Boo the bear was given to us recently. Overhead, we do have a great horned owl. We always kind of laugh that it's so close to the skunk because the laughter comes in that the only really predator of a skunk is a great horned owl because they don't have the sense of smell, so that wouldn't bother them. So, but I don't think Poppy really knows that that's happening. We have a beaver here. Many people were impressed at how big this beaver is, but back in pioneer days, they would get as big as bear, actually, because a beaver does not stop growing. So I don't know if you can see here, I'll bring you in real close. The beaver's teeth is orange. And that orange enamel there allows their teeth to be very strong so that they can chew on the wood. We have a hawk going on down here, and it looks like it has a squirrel. What kind of hawk, Laura? Red-tailed hawk. So some pheasants, some ruffed grouse, and then down here, it's Henry. And like I tell the kids, they're like, is it alive? I said, if there's food and water or a light, it's alive. So right there is Henry, and he's kind of like looking out here, wondering about food as well. So Henry is a box turtle. And we have another larger display where we have other box turtles as well, which a lot of them are kind of hiding out right now in their shells. So, I don't know if you can see. Looks like he's looking out here at you. So that's one side. So I guess we continue on. We have our insect display here. Roger Grossenbacher is a big contributor. I don't know if any of you know him or not, but he's been a great asset to our nature program. He's provided a lot of these still insects. He's a collector of insects, of trees and ferns, and he just identifies it all. And most people remember him from the planetarium at Lancaster High School. So he is a very modest man, but there's so much knowledge there. So in here we have mealworms that we use for feeding. And of course the whole metamorphosis going on here with the little insect. Lays the egg, out comes the worm. Mostly we're seeing the insects, I see. It's kind of one of those fear factor things. I like to dig through. Oh, there's the worm. There's a little tiny worm there. Bluebirds like those a lot. A lot of the birds do. We raise those to feed some of the frogs and turtles and things. Roaches, how many people like roaches? So I'm gonna open it up here because this is like fear factor. So let's see. Oh, yes. You can see them scurrying around in here. These are dubia roaches. Lots of little ones there. Our frogs like to eat those. Actually, I do believe Laura pulled some out for our possum here to eat in a few minutes. Then in here we have some super worms. This, yes,
Hang on, my bad. Now it won't let me unmute her. There we go.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. I mean, you know, did some of these bugs like freak you out or something? There we go.
It was the roaches. They did it to me.
It was the roaches. Oh, Laura just uncovered the super worms here. They're pretty cool. There's my hand so you can kind of see they're kind of a large, and yeah, they kind of chew on you. They're good food source for a lot of our critters down here. Up here we have some more. We have the hornet's nest, some more about butterflies. Has anyone been to Slater's and picked up one of the monarch caterpillars and actually raised one of those? Pretty cool. We've had a lot out on our milkweed plants here at the park as well. So I'm not sure we have any in here right now, but we do have a display area for what's called the doodlebug or the ant lion. And they will make like little, I don't know if you can see down in there, little craters. And what happens is the ants will come walking by and fall into that little crater, and then the ant lion will reach up and grab them and eat them. So I took a few ant lions home with me because we had quite a bit of ants around the house, and they are thriving at my house, and that's okay. So we've set up recently, because we've been doing a lot of pond study, a little pond temporary display here with, there's some little fish in there, and we have, I'm pretty sure, some crawdads, some crayfish in there, and probably nymphs that will be dragonflies. So we do offer a pond exploration class, or you can set up something special. Probably September will be about the last we will be doing that, where we actually dip into the pond and bring out and discover different creatures and things that are living in there, because it's pretty fascinating that all the little insects and tadpoles and little tiny things that are in our lake. So moving around, this here is Mr. Doug Up and his wife Rose Up. And they're kind of leading our vertebrae display here. And then, of course, you know, everybody likes to look at a good skull now and then. So we have several skulls and some owl display here. So lots of fun things, and we're only halfway around the room. So now we're going to this tall cage here, and we'll let Laura, she's the brave one. This here is Blackie. I think Blackie was on our first Zoom call way back in the spring.
Still thriving.
And Blackie is, yeah.
Put him on the tree. Likes that.
So Blackie's not always out and hanging about or anything, but here, Blackie, let me get your face, but not too close because you kind of freak me out. So black rat snake, he's about what, 6 foot long? He eats rats. But he's pretty impressive his cage over there. Yeah, I gotcha. His cage over there, and he likes to climb. So getting him out now and then onto the tree is a nice thing. If you ever come to Open Nature Center and I'm here, he will not be out, just so you know. But if Laura happens to be here, perhaps he would be out and about. So behind him there, we have started teaching again, thank goodness, because we put our TV screen up there and we use it for books and for different videos and such. It's been really very handy. We have some preschoolers. We have a preschool class, which is full because, you know, we're only limited to so many kids. We've been setting them, they've been studying habitats with the food, water, shelter, space. We've been setting them in boxes in their own habitats so they'll stay in place. And then we have things up on the screen for them. So this here is Clyde. And in true COVID fashion, Clyde is donning his mask for us so that he's not spreading the virus. So then we move along over here. I want to put a shout out for Ellen Morgan. Ellen is a Girl Scout. I believe she goes to Rushville Middle School, and she approached me about, during all this COVID stuff, about doing some sort of project for Girl Scouts and wanted to do a compost, dig a compost hole out here at the Nature Center. And I was like, I'm not sure how well that would work with weddings and everything going on. Can you make me some sort of a indoor display? And she did a wonderful, a very educational display. I'll tilt you down here, you can even see the worms underneath there, which they're not really worms, they're rubber worms that are decomposing. So she did an awesome job. Would encourage you to come out. She made all kinds of posters and a handout. So we thank Ellen for that. We have this nice board that I believe Maria made years ago about different animals that you'll see in the woods. And then we have hiding over here is Bub. Bub is our ball python. Bub's been here for a lot of years, and he is fairly old. He was given to us by a teacher down at Burn Union, Mrs. Cook. When Mrs. Cook's son went off to college and left Bub there at home, she didn't know what to do with him for several years, and then we inherited him. And Bub is a nice snake for handling. So come on over, and you know, we're not done with snakes yet, because it seems, except that I really don't see in here. Of course not when we're on camera. But he's usually out and about, a small little thing, but pretty feisty. Laura would prefer not to handle him that much, ever. We have our turtles in here. We have lots of Eastern and Midland painted turtles. There they are. We have 3 of them in this cage. I think it looks like they're looking for food as well. Breakfast. We've skipped breakfast today. Then over here, oh, hi Laura. We've gotten Boop out. That's what we call him. He's a hognose snake. And we call him Boop because when he gets upset, he kind of like reaches forward and like acts like he's going to strike, but he's actually what Laura calls booping you. I don't know. It scares me. That's all I've got to say. Looks like he's going in the hideout there. But obviously not real. Oh, there you are. So he is a western hognose snake. We have eastern hognose snakes around here, which are much larger. But one thing they're known for is if they get too afraid, they will roll over and play dead, which I'm not sure we've ever scared him that much. But if I do kind of get him a little, you can see he puffs up kind of like cobra-like. Oh, yep, there he is. I'm glad I'm on the other side of the glass. And no, we don't encourage people to do that. But here I am. So down below him is our bullfrog. And you can see he's a big guy. He will eat some of those roaches and those big mealworms for sure. He makes a big splash in the water. Around here, hiding back in here, we have our, there he is. We have our bluegill. This came out of Lake Loretta. It's pretty small when we put him in here, but eats quite well and is pretty content, is the only one in here. So some still displays here with some birds and some owls, some more historical information here about what was going on in Ohio back in the day when we used to have lots of trees, and then they cleared all the trees, and then some of our progress these days in restoring some of our environment so that some of our animals will come back. So down below here, we'll see if we can see a frog. Our tree frogs are, it's always a mystery as to where they might be. I'm not seeing them right now. I don't know if you can see Bertha under there hiding. She's an American toad. Bertha's a very large girl. Besides the worms that are over there that she will eat, I think she's been known to actually eat a pinky, which is a small baby mouse even. So she has a nice appetite. Moving over here. I know we have a couple little frogs. I think they're actually up on, if you were in here, you could see they're up on the platform there. And down below, we have some salamanders. Laura reconstructed the habitat so that once in a while we actually see the salamanders in there. Before, we used to have them and they'd be buried under mud and you'd never see them. So now we're going to move over to the big cage that folks that used to come in here a lot would recognize this cage and know we had Hammy the squirrel for 11 years in here. But now we have Little Miss Stu. And Laura's going to actually bring Little Miss Stu out here for us. She is a Virginia opossum. Good girl. Come on. So, oh yeah, Stu's gonna come say hi to us too. So Stu, do you want to talk about Stu, Laura?
Well,
Or
Stu,
probably tired of hearing me.
Stu is an American opossum, or a Virginia opossum, I mean. And she was a rescue. Some good-natured folks rescued her and raised her in their house. And so she became very acclimated to people. Even though she's a healthy possum, she still couldn't be released back out in the wild. And the folks gave us a call and I went and the in-house visit to see if she was a a very friendly possum because we like to have animals that we can use as ambassadors for teaching about, and possums are very misunderstood. So we took her in, and she is smelling. She doesn't have a very good eyesight, but she certainly has a very good sense of smell, and she knows I have a treat for her. Are we still recording?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I heard the ding. Okay, and it's hard to get this treat out. Okay, here, you ready? Here, girl.
A roach, one of those roaches.
Whoa, I got another one for her. Oh, you want that one? Can you go up? Can you get your, can you see that? Can you go up a little high and grab it? Oh, you've got the tongs too. Oops, it's in her hand. And this is one of my fun parts. Sometimes you see animals with a little bucket stuck in their head. Usually it's a skunk, but I have, can you see in there? Some of those worms in there. She loves to do this. She loves to just stick her head in there and no, 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 no. Listen to her smacking her lips. Nom, 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 nom.
Entertainment at the Nature Center.
Yeah. They are omnivores and they eat a lot. Is that it? Oh, there's one more. There, find it. Use your nose. She's a little cross-eyed. She has some weight issues, but she's not obese. But I think that just adds to the cuteness factor. So we just have to feed her a little bit different of a diet.
50 razor sharp teeth. I wanted to make sure that my finger was not the worm.
Right.
So
she's a good girl.
She is a good girl.
It is.
So we invite you to come down to the Nature Center and meet and greet and see our animals. Of course, the most popular animal, I believe, I'm not sure where he is, and that would be Pumpkin, our cat, which has now become quite the ambassador around here. Pumpkin is meeting and greeting people all the time, going on hikes. In fact, I think he could lead the hikes. So if you see a yellow cat at Alley Park, you'll know that that's Pumpkin, and you can pet Pumpkin, and Pumpkin gets well fed besides folks that are out and about here feeding her hot dogs or whatever they happen to have in their coolers, but we also try to feed her in here. So he's a great guy. Programs. We talked about programs besides Open Nature Center, which happens on Sunday afternoons and Wednesday evenings. We are going to be having some canoeing. We are going to be having some archery and some pond exploration, as well as the program called Park After Dark. We're doing all this by family groups so that in the case in particular of hands-on activities to remain safe for us and for everybody else, an adult or parent or someone that might need help might get the help by their family member as well. So if you'd like information on that, it's probably easiest because there's like several dates and there is a small fee for some of these activities. I can email them to you. My email is alleyparkoe, as in outdoor education, @yahoo.com. So alleyparkoe@yahoo.com. And email me. I'll send you all the information on our programming, and you can see if there's some folks that would love to come out. And by family groups, I mean that can be one adult, or it can be a couple. It can be, you know, I realize families are all different shapes and sizes, but we do want or need it to be an adult with especially our youngsters. Okay, so with that, I don't know if I can flip it around or not, but is there any questions? What do you think, Rachel?
I think that if anybody has any questions, if you want to unmute yourself, but Trina, I wanted to ask about the pond exploration and the canoeing programs and all of those. Those are on your Facebook page too, right?
They are, but not specific like dates and whatever and times.
Okay.
Okay, so for that, it's mostly, email me so I can, and also give you all the information. For instance, like, we do ask you to bring a mask along with you for when we're in close proximity, even though we're outside.
Okay, awesome. Does anybody else have any questions? Nope. Everybody's shaking their head.
I do.
Okay.
I usually do, but I wanted to know, are the skunks like in mating season right now? Because my dogs seem to be very interested.
No, mating season is actually like February, March. So I don't know, the babies may be going out and about more. So that might be the situation.
Awesome. Thank you.
And babies are fully loaded. Babies are fully loaded.
Okay, I don't have any questions in the chat, so if anyone else has anything, I don't see anybody. Okay, Trina, thank you so much. That tour was great.
Okay,
Last
great.
year was fantastic, and we really appreciate you. And Laura, thank you so much too.
Okay, well, thank you. And like I said, interested in programs, please let me know, and we could set up something special too. And then, of course, we'll be moving more inside for some activities and small groups during the winter.
Sounds good? All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.